This is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
Good evening everyone and welcome to Southern Cross News. The management of potentially dangerous roadside trees is being probed by the coroner. An inquest is looking into the death of Brendan Smith, whose car was crushed by a falling tree at Margate in 2014. Today it was revealed safety concerns had been raised about the row of trees in the lead up to the crash.
This was the aftermath on the Channel Highway at Margate, left in the wake of what's described as a severe weather event. Here in 2014, 43-year-old Brendan Smith was killed as a tree crushed his ute. Mr Smith's family at court today for the start of an inquest examining what happened in the lead up to his death. The court hearing from a police officer. Extreme winds developed on that February day. They even forced the cancellation of the Hobart Cup. The inquest was told gusts reached 104 kilometres an hour in Hobart and 120 on Bruny Island, close to where the tree fell. A motorist who saw the crash unfold told the coroner the larger tree had split and come across the cab of the ute. It literally stopped the ute in its tracks and it didn't have time to swerve. At today's opening, counsel assisting said the condition of the trees will be a key part of the case. They had been flagged for removal in 2000, but due to concerns about the loss of swift parrot habitat, they stayed. The former owner of the nearby Brookfield property told the court he was disappointed by the decision. He said black gum trees had a tendency to split, and he believed these trees were at an age where they were going to cause problems. A former Kingborough council staffer said a large limb falling from one of the trees triggered council to write to the Infrastructure Department in 2001, asking for a safety audit. The inquest continues tomorrow. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
The RACT says a new traffic report has confirmed what most Hobart commuters already know. Congestion is getting worse. The peak body is calling for long-term solutions, with traffic flow showing no signs of improving anytime soon.
A sight most Hobart commuters will recognise. Traffic congestion in the capital city officially on the rise.
It's not just the fact that commute times are getting longer, they're actually getting more unpredictable, meaning that people just aren't quite sure how much time they need to leave to prepare for their trips.
A new report revealed traffic in the city has slowed over the last 5 years, felt most by those commuting from Sorell. RACT now calling for a 30-year plan to address the issue.
That would address infrastructure needs, but also public transport and active transport to ensure that people can have safe ways to cycle and safe ways to walk around the city as well.
In a bid to ease congestion, the government today confirmed plans to take over Hobart's Macquarie and Davey streets, allowing authorities to tow illegally parked cars.
We're also making investments in Sorell in respect of the new school there. To ensure that people have the opportunity, if they wish not to travel, and bring their children into Hobart. And so it's a multifaceted approach.
Meanwhile, the government revealed it would be introducing legislation this week to progress the long-awaited transformation of Macquarie Point.
The most important thing is that Mac Point provides certainty to the community as well as the private sector, that they think that work can continue and that development can occur.
What we now have is a time frame and a firm commitment from both TasWater and the state government to get on with the job.
Tabling of legislation is one thing, but actually getting down and doing some work on the site and opening it up for developers are completely different again. So we'll wait and see how successful that is.
The government will also attempt to lock down its new operating arrangements with TasWater, hoping to finally pass legislation after 18 months of negotiation with councils.
With more on Parliament, we'll now cross to our reporter Michelle Wisby. Good evening, Michelle. How is the week ahead looking in the world of politics?
Well, Joe, we've all heard about the health crisis, and with Parliament back this week, all parties tell us that will be their focus. Labor has offered to work alongside the government to overhaul our health system, and in Parliament will bring forward a debate calling on the government to accept Labor's help. The interesting part is the deciding vote could come down to the sometimes rebel Speaker Sue Hickey. She has said consistently she would vote with the government on supply and confidence motions, but hasn't given any other promises. Just last week, she herself called for a collaborative approach to health. So the Speaker most likely to have the casting vote and appearing to support a tripartisan fix. Jo, it might be the first time we see her cross the floor.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much for that report. A Glenorchy man has been arrested after allegedly threatening a motorist with a knife in a road rage incident. Police say the alleged offender was yelling at the driver while wielding the knife on Percy Street in Bellerive around 11:30 this morning. The 29-year-old was arrested by police a short time later and was bailed to appear in the Hobart Magistrates Court at a later date. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. 4 people have been arrested and charged following an alleged shoplifting spree. Tasmania Police says $4,000 worth of property was stolen from at least 9 businesses in Launceston and 1 in Hobart. Assistance from the public helped police detain a 22-year-old woman, a 20-year-old man and 2 female youths, all from Hobart. The 2 adults will appear in the Hobart Magistrates Court on November 19, while the youths will appear at a later date. Police are thanking the public for its assistance. A man convicted of killing 6 little penguins on the northwest coast in 2016 has had his community service sentence doubled. Joshua Jeffries will now need to complete 98 hours of community service, up from his original sentence of 49 hours. BirdLife Tasmania welcomed the outcome of today's appeal, but says it's unlikely to serve as a deterrent to others. Tasmania Police says a new investigation tool will make gathering crucial evidence quicker and easier than ever before. A new online portal will allow the community to upload their photos and videos, sending them directly to police.
Helping police and communities work together. The new website launched today allows the public to upload videos and photos of an incident and send them straight to Tasmania Police.
We do rely on community information to be able to investigate incidents and to resolve matters. Axon Community will contribute very positively towards that outcome.
The portal will open on a case-by-case basis. Police will publish a link on their website and Facebook page when in need of witness information, which could be from an assault, a crash or a natural disaster.
Where a member of the community would have ordinarily had to attend a police station and provide a hard copy of footage, be that on a USB or a CD, the community allows them to do that remotely from anywhere with internet connectivity.
Evidence can be given with a name attached or anonymously. The site will also help police when taking matters to court.
We have the ability to be able to view audit logs and audit trails from evidence, and what that also does is contribute to the chain of custody of evidence for court proceedings.
The tool working alongside new body-worn cameras, all in the name of keeping our communities safe. Michelle Wisby, Southern Cross News.
In recognition of International Rural Women's Day, members of Tasmania's Country Women's Association have come together in Latrobe to celebrate the role women play in our regional communities.
I think everybody needs to know what rural women go through. I mean, the rural men, they can go out and do things, whereas the rural women are there. They're the backbone of even our local towns and that, because without rural women you don't have a town.
Guest speaker Jane Bennett from TasFoods shared her experiences as a woman in the agriculture industry.
One of the challenges for women coming and working for us in our businesses, particularly if they have school-aged or young children, is access to childcare and facilities to enable them to have care for their children outside of school hours so that they can commit to full-time work.
The event also provided a chance for members to discuss local issues over a cuppa.
And 65 years after winning his first local title, a Tasmanian tennis stalwart is hoping to add another trophy to the cabinet. At 91 years of age, Hans Maas is one of the state's most senior players, and he has a few tricks keeping rivals on their toes.
When Hans Maas first stepped onto a tennis court as a young boy in Germany, he was hooked. He packed his love for the game in a suitcase and left Europe to find work on the hydro scheme at Bronte Park. It was there where he won his first tournament 65 years ago.
I like strong opposition, you know. The ball coming back fast.
Now 91, Hans will contest Riverside's club championship next week. He sticks to an old school style, opting for slice and spin over the power strokes so popular in the modern game.
They hit him that hard. It's too hard to get him back, you know.
Time has taught the tennis champion a few tricks, including this cheeky changeover. The smile gives it away though.
You got to keep going, you know, while you're still enjoying it.
Hans says his body is finding it harder to cover the court, but he doesn't plan to bow out anytime soon.
I want to play another 8 years, term 100. Then I give it away.
Never seen you play better.
Yeah, he's very loved around the club, Joe, and a sentimental favourite, I think it's fair to say.
Yes, and I know you enjoyed meeting him. Thanks so much for that, Tom.
A fine day across the state with temperatures 5 to 10 degrees above average. Hobart was 25 today. It was 23 in Launceston, 18 in Burnie and 20 in Devonport. 27 was the top for Strawn. It was 26 at Ouse, King Island 23, Flinders 22, Friendly Beaches and the Hearts Mountains both 21, Smithton 20, 19 at St Helens and 18 at Low Head. Low cloud sat over the north of the state with high cloud overhead as well as over New South Wales and Victoria. A cloud band spiralled around a complex low in the Bight extending north towards the top end. Tomorrow that low progresses eastwards along with its associated front and trough. To the coast, east to northeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots, tending southeasterly in the afternoon. And there is a strong wind warning for northeastern waters between the top of Flinders Island and St Helens Point. A partly cloudy day for Hobart tomorrow, a top of 26, Adventure Bay fine and 22, showers developing for Tarraleah. Launceston partly cloudy and 25, Devonport a shower or two, 19 degrees, and a partly cloudy 21 for Bridport. Showers for Burnie, 19 the top there. Strawn showers and 23, Marrawar 18. A partly cloudy day for St Helens, 21, Swansea 24, Whitemark fine and 21. And UV levels are already high across the state. Ahead to Wednesday, showers statewide, but the east coast should remain mostly dry. Thursday, showers in the north and west spreading statewide in the afternoon, and much of the same on Friday. Now taking a look at the bigger picture for tomorrow, a sunny day for Perth, showers for Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne. And here's a look at the current temperatures for Hobart, Launceston and Devonport. That's all for Monday's weather, Joe. Back to you.
I love that it's warming up. Thanks so much for that, Britt. That's all from the team for now. Have a lovely evening. We'll see you a little later. Bye-bye.